Good evening to our dear viewers and listeners. Welcome to the third episode of The
The
Plan
Plan
Trios.
Trios.
This is Carlson,
This is Salve.
And this is Marvin.
and tonight we're going to talk about a case study that's a culmination of what we've learned so far in project management.
Yes, so level up na yung topic natin, guys. From learning different stuff about project planning and different tools and techniques from the second episode. So ngayon, i-apply na natin tong learnings natin in a real-life project.
Ooh, exciting. Of course, hindi lang naman project planning yung natutunan natin, right? So from the different knowledge areas, we also learned how to initiate a project, do the planning, execution, monitoring, and finally closing a project. We all had the opportunity to learn all of them.
True.
Tama. Mukhang excited ka na nga, pre. But before we dive deep into our topic tonight, syempre hindi pwedeng mawala yung kumustahan natin. So, kumusta naman kayo, guys?
Yes, so okay naman ako. Actually, still working from home and ayan, hindi na ako nakakalabas so parang hindi na ako naarawan.
Halata nga.
Wow.
How about
Ayun,
How
ako
about
naman
you, Marvin?
guys, ako salve, same lang. Working on site pa rin ako since June. And as much as possible, umiiwas ako sa paglabas-labas. Ayun, so, pero na-try ko naman ng lumabas. Lumawas ako one time sa Manila at na-observe ko na parang hindi pandemic kasi ang daming tao sa labas. So yun nga, nung pumunta ako sa Manila, na-experience ko, dumaan ako sa NLEX. So nung dumaan ako sa toll gate, hindi na-detect yung RFID sticker. So buti na lang kang may backup plan yung NLEX na yung inisyong nilang NFC card during the time na inisyong RFID sticker, pwede mo gamitin. Itatap mo siya para mag-open o tumaas yung barrier. So I think itong NFC card na ginagamit sa NLEX is also the same technology being used for BIP card na ginagamit naman natin kapag sumasakay tayo ng mga train sa LRT or MRT. Tama?
Yes, alam mo, speaking of beep card, recently, naging viral yan. Kasi noong October, nito lang, ginawang mandatory siya ng government sa mga EDSA buses. And syempre, nagulat yung mga tao. And aside from that, medyo mahal kasi yung initial fee. So from dati 20 pesos lang siya sa LRT MRT. So ngayon, 80 pesos na siya.
Alam nyo guys, ang galing nyo. Yung pinag-uusapan natin ngayon, commuting and beep cards, yun din yung case study natin eh.
Oh my God. Talaga ba?
Oo, yung case study natin actually for tonight is the Automatic Fare Collection System project. So just a brief overview of this project. This is actually a project that was awarded to a private company under the PPP structure we have here in the Philippines, or the Public-Private Partnership.
Yep, it's actually one of the main differences we have compared to other countries. Kasi sa countries like Hong Kong or Singapore, in these countries, yung fare collection system nila is fully funded or totally public.
Tama ka dyan, pre. So itong AFCS project na meron tayo dito sa Philippines, in-award siya sa AF Consortium.
AF Consortium, yun yung Ayala Group and First Pacific Group, tama?
Yep, the AF Consortium is actually composed of BPI, Globe Telecom, and AC Infrastructure Holdings from the Ayala Group, and Metro Pacific Investments, Smart Communications, and Meralco Financials for the First Pacific Group. The project was awarded to AF Consortium on January 2014. Any guess kung magkano yung budget?
Alam ko yan guys, it's 1.72 billion pesos.
Galing. Tama ka, pre. So this is really a grand project that time, and considering the conglomerates involved, a lot was really expected from this. Pero ano nga ba yung Automatic Fare Collection System project? Okay, so we all know that we have three urban rail systems here in the Philippines, LRT1, LRT2, and MRT3. So prior to 2014, all these three lines, including the 44 stations we have on them, were using magnetic stripe cards. So kung nagko-commute kayo before, yun yung mga cards na yun, yung pinapasok nyo dun sa gates, tapos niluluwa siya. Tapos sobrang nipis nung card, madali siyang mapunit, madali siyang masira. Tapos naalala ko nun, hindi talaga ganun ka-seamless yung commuting experience every time na nag-LRT or MRT. And more importantly, iba-iba yung cards na ginagamit for each train line.
Yes, naalala ko yan. Aside sa single journey tickets, meron silang stored value cards. Pero sa isang particular line mo lang naman pwede gamitin. So, hindi mo rin siya magagamit kapag nag-transfer ka ng ibang lines.
Tama. And alam naman natin na in every mass transportation system, idea talaga na meron tayong unified fare collection system. Kasi unang-una, it's future-proof. So meron tayong tinatawag na platform-based thinking na ina-adapt ng mga international companies. So in this case, if we only have one platform or one system, it will be scalable in the future. Kasi, for example, we have 3 lines here and our country decided to add another line. So madaling i-adapt ng other line yung existing system kung uniform siya sa existing system. So more importantly, it's also more convenient to the commuters. So in essence, yung objective ng automatic fare collection system project is basically to overhaul the old fare collection system with the magnetic stripe cards into the new one. And actually, kasama din sa project na to yung pag-overhaul ng back-end infrastructure nung existing system. And of course, papalitan nila yung mga gates and all the other aspects of the collection system. So to implement this project, they also introduced the beep card. Gumagamit ba kayo nun?
Oo naman.
Ako hindi masyado pre kasi usually nag-drive lang ako.
Wow, ikaw na. So, para explain ko sa iyo na hindi gumagamit masyado ng beep card. So yung beep card is actually a stored value contactless card that can be used for fare payments in LRT1, LRT2, and MRT3. So over the years, they added more value to this card by enabling other functions. So ngayon, pwede na din siyang gamitin for point-to-point buses, other PUVs like BGC Bus, so convenience stores like Family Mart and mini-stop branches. Tapos just recently, pwede mo na rin siyang gamitin pang bayad ng bills sa mga bayad center. So ito yung sinasabi ko before na platform-based thinking. So kung meron kang isang platform, pwede kang lang mag-add ng other functionalities and other possibilities sa platform na yun.
Nice! So ang layo na rin pala talaga nung narating ng simpleng PIP card, no?
Oh, pre, the beep card in the AFCS project actually brought a lot of benefits to the commuters and a lot of businesses as well. Ang hindi ko lang maalala is kung paano nila exactly in-implement yung project na to. Of course, this is a really huge project that time and you have a lot of stakeholders. Millions of commuters every day were using these LRT lines. So, of course, your risk management plan of this project must have been really detailed.
Actually guys, na-research ko yung implementation and execution ng AFCS project.
Chairman naman yan.
Yes. Yan. So actually, yung project, nag-start sila mag-invite for bidding noong December 2012 pa lang. And then, yung target nila is by August 2013, magkakaroon na ng signing ng BOT agreement and compliance so that by January 1, 2015, actually, it can be before that, no? Ang target nila is magkaroon na ng full systems acceptance. So, dapat not later than January 1, 2015. However, syempre, may mga hindi tayo inaasahan na nangyari. So, according to press releases and news, hindi strictly na sunod itong timeline na ito. So, yung AF Consortium, sila yung nanalo dun sa bidding. However, na-complete lang nila yung submission ng mga requirements noong December 2013 and then nagkaroon ng signing ng BOT agreement noong March 31, 2014. So it's more than half a year dun sa original na schedule. And then, instead na January 1, 2015, yung full systems acceptance, na-move ito into October 3, 2015.
So kung tutuusin, medyo malapit lang din kasi within the year siya. No? So naalala ko lang, based sa research ko, yung time na yan na ginugol nila for development and deployment ng system is inclusive na dun sa 10-year contract na Build, Operate, Transfer or BOT between AF and DOTR.
Yes, actually, malaking factor kaya mabilis yung implementation nila dahil meron silang maayos na implementation strategy. So, ang goal kasi nila, since it's a huge project involving the major transportation system in Metro Manila na kung saan sobrang dami ng sumasakay at gumagamit. No? So, ang goal nila is sobrang smooth dapat and quick yung transition. So, the transition must be quick so that the learning curve will not be that steep kasi kapag mabagal yung transition, malilito yung tao kapag dalawa yung process mo eh. So, magiging steep yung learning curve. And then, pag steep yung learning curve, possible na mawala yung engagement ng stakeholder natin, which is yung commuters. And then aside from that, maintaining two systems at a time is very costly. So, mahirap siya i-maintain. Kaya kailangan mabilis nilang ma-transition from magnetic to contactless. So, what they did, nag-pilot muna sila sa Legarda Station. And then, so positive naman yung feedback and marami naman ang gumamit. Kaya after that, ang goal nila is lahat ng mga issues na na-encounter is i-address agad nila, then saka sila mag-roll out sa ibang stations.
Oh, so ganun pala nila in-implement. For sure, nung simula, masakit sa ulo yan kasi maraming issues.
Actually, wala sila masyadong issues na na-encounter. So, nung nag-pilot testing sila, ang issue lang na na-encounter nila ay minor technical glitches dun sa ticket vending machine na nag-i-issue ng beep card. So, mostly yung issue is dahil lang hindi in-accept yung bills or kapag nagja-jam yung machine. Pero dun sa tapping equipment, kung saan tinatap yung beep cards, wala silang na-encounter na issues. So, kaya positive din talaga yung acceptance. And I think another major reason kung bakit wala masyadong issues ay first, parang in-apply nila yung agile methodology. So, nag-implement sila ng change ng paunti-unti. So, paunti-unti yung pag-create nila ng value. And then second, nag-deploy sila ng maraming training personnel na magpo-provide ng assistance dun sa mga first time nagagamit ng card. So, in-ensure nila na by providing training and assistance, ma-engage nila yung mga tao na mag-adapt dun sa new technology. And then, lastly, dun pa lang sa pilot testing, in-assess nila yung infrastructure, if kaya ba nitong i-handle yung ganitong number ng beep cards na i-issue nila.
So I think based dito, Salve, mukhang okay yung implementation nila. So kamusta naman yung naging outcome or yung mga milestones so far?
Yes, actually, marami silang naging project milestone, no? So, nung July 20, 2015, nag-roll out sila sa LRT2 muna. So, nag-start sila sa Legarda and then in-extend nila sa iba't ibang stations. And then, noong August, so a month later, sa LRT1 naman. And then, noong October 3, 2015, yun na yung full system. So, nag-implement na din sila pati sa MRT3. Actually, just 1 month mula nung nag-full systems acceptance sila, 1 million na agad yung nabenta nilang beep cards, which account to around more than 50% of the total transactions dun sa mga train stations. And then, a year later, noong December 2016, nakipag-partner sila sa Family Mart para pwede na rin mabili yung mga beep cards doon and pwede na rin gamitin yung beep cards sa mga Family Mart transactions. And then, November 2018, 3 years mula nung in-implement siya, yung full systems acceptance, 5 million na agad ang nabentang beep card. So, imagine, sobrang bilis ng growth.
Actually, tama ka. Ang bilis nga talaga nung naging adoption nung beep cards, and at the same time, impressive din talaga yung naging execution, and with all these milestones and no major technical issues or chaos sa implementation, unlike sa nangyayari ngayon sa RFID implementation sa NLEX. If we're gonna assess this project, can we easily say na yes, this project is a success?
I think before we conclude that this project is a success, it is important to note that there are various ways to assess a project. Of course, probably the most common one is to assess using the triple constraints of budget, time, and scope. So in this case, we know that the project achieved its scope, kahit na medyo na-delay ng konti yung prescribed timeline, but the project cost is within the contract. So although it seems that this is a success in the assessment method, I think there are other better ways for us to do the assessment.
Agree. I think for a mass transportation project like this, one of the key determinants of its success, of course, is the stakeholder satisfaction. So, especially yung mga commuters.
Yep, yun din actually iniisip ko eh. So actually, there is a published case study in the Science Direct about the commuter's experience after the implementation of the project. As the study's methodology, they conducted a survey to the commuters across different demographic profiles, and the results are clear na yung implementation itself of the beep cards is the commuting experience of the commuters. So the survey was conducted in Q2 of 2016 across different key stations of LRT1. So there are around 2,500 respondents, 60% of which already started using beep cards. So that's actually a huge number of commuters who have already adopted the use of beep cards. And here I'm going to present the perceptions of those who already adopted beep cards. Their main reasons are, number one, 30% of which says that it's easy to use, it's convenient. Then 30% says that it makes their trip faster and they save time. And around 30% also say that they avoid the long queues or long queue for payment when they're using beep card. Also, one way to do the assessment is to see if we fulfill the objectives. So for this project, so there are two main objectives. Number one is to decommission yung 16-year-old magnetic-based ticketing system and replace it with the same contactless-based smart card technology offered by BIP. So yun nga, as we know, this has been successful. And also, yung integration of the fare collection system across different platforms in LRT1, 2, and MRT is also a success.
True. So kung iisipin, parang wala na tayong masyadong i-improve, no? Had we planned this project ourselves.
siguro mas okay kung ang isipan natin ng recommendation is yung upcoming implementations for other modes of transportation. Why not dun sa naisip natin kanina, yung sa bus, sa EDSA?
I agree, pre. Actually, may naisip na akong isang recommendation, and that is improved stakeholder engagement. So, yung naging number one problem kasi nung implementation ng beep card sa city buses along EDSA is that yung main stakeholders natin, which are the commuters, hindi sila naging informed. So, basta na lang in-implement yung mandatory use of beep card without them being aptly informed. So, and at the same time, from 20 pesos na payment for the beep card, hinike up nila yun to 80 pesos. So, imagine in the middle of the pandemic, dun pa sila nag-hike up ng price. So, definitely, hindi talaga sila makakakuha ng magandang feedback or cooperation from our stakeholders. So, remember nung nagdi-discuss tayo nung sa episode 1 sa stakeholder engagement plan, yung meron tayong stakeholder engagement assessment matrix na tool and technique na pwede natin gamitin to identify if our stakeholders are key influencers of the project and kung highly impacted ba sila ng project. So, kung pwede nating magamit yung tool na to assess who our stakeholders are and what is the level of impact this project has to them. So, mai-improve natin yung implementation.
Right, tama yun. Add ko lang, kasi diba, as Filipinos, nasanay tayo sa culture of tingi. So, diba, as consumers, nasanay tayo na we'd rather buy yung mga sachet. Siguro considering na rin yung social demographic aspect natin na Filipinos, mas gusto nilang i-ensure na yung bibili nila is just good for what they need at the moment. Dahil na rin sa financial situation. So hopefully dapat na-consider din yun during the time of implementation na hindi na dapat in-increase to 80 pesos yung price ng bill.
Tama.
Agree ako dyan. And aside from that, actually, isang pwede rin nating i-recommend para ma-improve yung implementation sa buses and actually ma-improve din ito yung stakeholder engagement is yung infrastructure readiness. So, kailangan i-check nila if meron bang enough infrastructure para i-implement yung expansion or extension ng project, no? So, ginawa kasi nila itong mandatory. So, i-expect nila na maraming tao yung gagamit ng beep card. And based sa experience ko sa P2P buses, so, although beep cards na kami, yung ginagamit, mahaba pa rin yung pila kasi isa lang yung equipment kung saan tinatap yung card. So, kahit na dalawa yung door ng bus, hindi pa rin siya agad napupuno dahil nga dun sa kulang yung equipment. So, siguro dapat ensure din ng government na enough yung tapping equipment bago nila to i-implement.
So yun guys, I think overall, we could consider that this project is a success considering na wala naman masyadong naging problem dun sa triple constraints. May konti lang delays pero hindi naman ganun siya ka-significant. And at the same time, we also saw na there's really high satisfaction of the stakeholders. So maraming positive feedback from the customers. And at the same time, yung ating project objectives are fulfilled. So I think yung opportunities na lang is for future expansions or extension katulad nga nitong implementation sa bus system. Hopefully, with the knowledge we've learned in our project management class, we could identify the risks and use the tools and techniques to mitigate this risk. Tama?
Tama, pre. Actually, ang dami talaga nating natututunan every time na gumagawa tayo ng episode. And ang sarap ng kwentuhan. Kaso, parang overtime na yata tayo. So, I guess we have to end the episode here. Thank you for listening to us. Stay tuned for the next episode of
The Plan Trios.